sitting here at 3 a.m. in the morning trying to test my revolutionary new software for crash bugs before I release it at TwitchCon. And my revolutionary desktop and video capturing software, and I'm trying to demonstrate it to the world using Open Broadcast Studio, another fantastic desktop publishing and streaming software solution. And as I try to test my software for bugs, Open Broadcast Studio is crashing while I do it, causing the paradox to be that I can't show you my new bug-free product for capturing the desktop because some of the bugs I struggled with apparently Open Broadcast Studio has. So, this is not how this was supposed to go. Not the content plan. But so so yeah, if you watch the second segment of the video, the bit in the middle I was just testing where I changed the video mode and OBS crashed. Hopefully you noticed there was a moment because I went and after it crashed, I went and looked at the video like I said I wanted to do. Open Broadcast Studio crashing afforded me a moment to go see what the heck was going on. And it recorded through the entire thing, and then hopefully you notice when my face went dark because the lighting went dark. That's because this huge ambient green ultra-wide screen, when you hit Control-Alt-Delete, turns black, and then up comes the task manager. So all the light coming this way went dark. So the video, the image you could not see, Open Broadcast Studio couldn't capture, appeared on the screen. My screen was black to me, but it was recording the regular Windows desktop. And then when I closed the dialog, there was a little flicker on the screen. That was the video mode resetting. And both Open Broadcast Studio and the Playcast software recorded through that event, which they're supposed to do. They recovered from the total destruction of the graphics state. But when I turned on the virtual displays, this took me ages to get right. When I turned on the second virtual display to demonstrate desktop surfing, because they stole my monitors for the show, then Open Broadcast Studio crashed, making it difficult to do this. So, I'm a little lost for where to go, but I'll just try to play through. We'll just try to continue while I contemplate the meanings of that. So it was really hard to make mine work. Apparently I should give them my code. I need to I'm going to go into Open Broadcast Studio next chance I get and fix this for them because I know exactly where to find the bug. Oh my god. Okay, so remember I told you that when I enable or disable another display, that blows up the graphics state. And then it's really hard to recover from that. So when you're making video capture software like this, you've got to handle all of those. And it's tricky to handle it all because you just unexpectedly get the plug pulled on the graphics state in the middle of your rendering loop going. And you got to catch the error before you let anything else happen or your program crashes, like OBS just did, and rebuild it all and get the system going, and hopefully the user doesn't notice. So you may have noticed that when I said I'm hitting Control-Alt-Delete and the light went dark, I saw nothing but a black screen and a task manager. You saw what looked like nothing going on. So I told you that's like those ghost windows I was busily explaining. Brilliantly proved they exist by changing the lighting in here when I hit it. Well, we're all learning something together tonight, aren't we now? Right, okay, so I'm going to try to avoid doing graphic state changes while I'm testing the software for bugginess, because I'd like to be able to record me testing it and showing what it does. So, okay, so there are two displays now. Let's try this again. Okay, so this is the new Playcast. Oh, wait, here. This is actually, no, that's distracting. I'm going to turn that off for a moment. I'll explain that again in a second. Video capture device. Nope, that's this one. There we go. I'll turn that off. Okay. start again. Take 3. Yeah, but maybe I should edit this out, but it is the real life testing of the software at 3 a.m. Okay. All right, let's start again. There's my desktop. And you can choose various video sources that you're capturing, or should be capturing the Playcast host. So there he is, just capturing this display. And I got a picker here, so you can, yeah, that, okay, go away, menu. There it does, okay, pick. So that is the secondary virtual display up here. There I am. I think I can let me just grab something and drag it up there so it's obvious. So you see this window here? There's my second virtual display. There's no monitor plugged in there. Just Windows doesn't know it because I've got one of these USB squibs that's lying visually. So there it is up there, and then if I drag it back down here, so we can go scroll up and down, and that seems to work. I do notice a bug, though. Do you see it? Where's my Windows menu bar? But it may not exist because it may not be extended. And I'm not going to change the video mode again, so it's actually possibly not a bug. I'll go back to that one later. Because it actually, yeah, then I bump up against that. Should be okay. All right. So, what am I trying to demonstrate here? So there's 2 displays. 1, 2. Got my picker. Pick the other one. So that's what I was doing, is just going up and down in there to the other display. So far, so good with the picker. So here's this cool. Now, this is, again, remember that the Playcast software works very similar to Open Broadcast Studio. It's capturing desktops and streaming them. But Open Broadcast Studio is meant for broadcasting. I record a show. It's linear media. I could stream it live, but it's just me to many. That's what Open Broadcast Studio is for. But the Playcast host is for what we call multicasting, for gaming. So it's designed to enable you to stream, but for people with mouse or gamepad or keyboards to send the input back and control my desktop or my games. So it lets people game from a web page remotely. So instead of just watching an Open Broadcast Studio or a Twitch stream, you can play in it. So that's what I'm trying to test and demonstrate here, but it's not all going according to plan. However, Playcast host, in order to do that, is actually the most advanced, fastest remote desktop anybody's ever made. Compared to the Windows Remote Desktop or any of the garbage that's out there, or quite antiquated for enterprise use, this is a really snappy, fast way to share a desktop. So even though this is really meant for gaming, this is not enterprise software. I'm not trying to sell it to corporations. If you put it in Surf Desktop mode, which I did just for the convenience of the users, now watch my mouse. I'm going to mouse from this screen up onto the other screen. Just the mouse. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Let me do it with this window here so you can see. So what's going on? Well, when you open this page in Chrome that I'm serving the stream, and somebody remotely connects with their mouse into it, they can surf my desktop from inside one Chrome browser tab by just moving the mouse between the screens, and it'll switch views like this. See this? I'm switching between displays. I'm not manually picking them. The picker's just following the mouse. See that? And that's intended to make it much easier to use my desktop remotely from a browser. So one of the things people, whenever I explain what this software is, people are like, ooh, it's like Parsec. Right, it's like Parsec. It's just like Parsec, except you don't need a client installed on the other machine to do this. Just a browser works. You don't need a Parsec account. You don't need to pay money for it. You can just click a URL in a browser and it'll stream your desktop, just like Parsec does, except without all the baggage. That's the difference, is this just works in a browser. And therefore is a lot more practical, because it works on an iPhone without installing anything. And of course that means you can stream your games to an iPhone without Apple's App Store blocking you, because it just works in Safari. See? Magic. So it is a really different, it's the same concept of turning your home gaming computer into a streaming media server, but because no client and no login is required required to share game content in a web browser. You can share with other people. You can stream live on Twitch, and people watching your Twitch stream can jump in with gamepads from 500 miles away and play games with you. That's what's going to be so cool about this. So the Surf desktop mode is just for people who want to use it like a really handy remote desktop. So if you want to use your computer from 1,000 miles away, you can do that, and it does this sexy stuff that ordinary remote desktops don't do. So there's the display. So we'll go back to that. Now, what else do we have here? Oh, this will cause a wormhole too. Great. So there's the Open Broadcast Studio virtual camera. Oh, this will be funny. Oh, I'm so going to crash it. Given how weird this show episode is anyway, I'm tempted to do it. Okay, let's click the Open Broadcast Studio virtual camera. Okay, so we're actually recording this with Open Broadcast Studio, but I'm not using the Open Broadcast Studio virtual camera at the moment, so there's the logo for it. But the Playcast host, I made 9 virtual cameras. OBS has 1 because it's for broadcasting. We have 9 virtual cameras because this is for gaming. So why 9? Well, I need 4 for each game input controller. So I've got mouse, keyboard, game, and 4 game controllers. So I could theoretically have up to, 4 to 5 people playing a game at the same time. And so you need at least 5 cameras for that. But then some of them could be connected on a modem. Some of them could be connected to the desktop. So, or not a modem. Who uses a modem? Oh, God, am I old? Did I just say somebody's using a modem? Cut. Take 3. Take 5. Whatever time it is. I need coffee. It's 3:45 in the morning. A modem. Who uses a modem? What's that? Your friends could be using a cell phone to connect to the stream. So you might send them a 720p stream from your desktop at the same time you have friends playing from a regular Chromebook or something, or from their MacBook. So you want to send them a 1080p stream. So each virtual camera can have a different resolution for the same display and be sending an optimized stream for each type of connection somebody's on. That's why you have a lot of virtual cameras, is to support a lot of video modes and a lot of different types of users. So because all these cameras are interactive, input can be coming back through them. You have to have 1 camera per viewer, effectively, because the viewers could be interacting with the stream. So there are 9 virtual cameras. 10 if you include the Open Broadcast Studio one, because I supported that. So there's my OBS camera. I'm going to do something funny and risk another catastrophe. Because I'm capturing this with Open Broadcast Studio, I'm going to hit Start Virtual Camera in OBS. Click. And a wormhole. Because this is the Open Broadcast Studio capturing the Playcast host, and the Playcast host is capturing the OBS camera, which is recording me doing the show of the Playcast host. Hence the Hall of Mirror effects. And I'd love this to be a statement about how low latency my stuff is, but this is a combination of Open Broadcast Studio and Playcast virtual camera latency being tested at the same time. It's amazing this works at all. I was expecting another crash. So I'm going to stop that while I'm still lucky. So I want to hit stop recording, stop virtual camera. There we go. We're back to... Okay, now this shouldn't work, because the Open Broadcast Studio has my webcam that I'm recording this on. So that will go black because OBS has the camera. But if OBS did not have this camera right now tied up to record the show, then you would see the camera appear over here on the Playcast host. So this can list all your real cameras. And right now we just have static image, but we'll be able to pick up media files and other media sources ultimately. But right now, if you're just doing a podcast or an audio cast, you could just have a static image and send audio or record audio. Okay, good. So let's now let me see. I'm going to go back to the display. There we go. All right. And so this is audio desktop. So this captures desktop audio. So this is the setting for the stream. And then here are my microphones. You can see I'm using my HyperX Quadcast S. And being a really audio aficionado, I got the microphone that lights up the coolest in the stream. Maybe it works okay too, I don't care. I'm a graphics guy. Fuck audio, whatever. Okay, so that's working. I mentioned it's 3:40 in the morning. I'm down here on the lawn in my basement testing software, and I haven't had coffee yet. A little punchy. All right. Okay, let's go back to the top of it. What this software is meant to do is similar to what OBS does. Capture the desktop, stream it. Unlike OBS, take input back. So somebody with a mouse or keyboard can use my desktop. So we're going to try that. All right. So there's my virtual desktop. We don't need this anymore because we already confused the crap out of everybody, including myself, using that. I'm going to use something else. We're going to webcam. Why are we using, here we go. So we're going to go to Gamepad Tester. Find it. Gamepad Tester. Online. Okay. And I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I can expand on that a bit. Let me see. This is my virtual camera capturing that. Let me see if I can. Nope, that didn't help. Let me see. Try. Come on, you. Nope. All right. I don't know if you can see that. There's webcam tester. Okay. Now, I'm just going to minimize that for a second. All right. You're probably wondering what that's for. Well, we're going to show you. Okay, so I'm going to give myself my stream a Playcast title, The Saint. And then I'm going to say start playcasting and copy link. So what's going to happen here is this is doing the same thing as when you say start streaming on Open Broadcast Studio. But these streams are interactive. People can jump in and take control of the input. So it's like a remote desktop app. So when I hit start playcasting, it's going to start streaming. Now I'm streaming while I'm streaming OBS. Yeah, figure that one out. So I'm going to open Slack over here and just paste myself this invite. So this is a cryptographic URL. So what this is in order to be secure, several things happen. One, this is my development account in Windows, and I just created and posted a public link to control my desktop in admin mode on the public internet. This is not something that you should do. It's useful for me, but this is not a good idea if you don't understand what you're doing. So we didn't just produce an ordinary URL. It has to be a cryptographic one that somebody could never guess. It's like a URL so long that nobody could ever figure out what it is. It's like a password. So the URL to control my computer remotely isn't visible or accessible to anybody unless I share it with them, because they can never guess this URL. Second, since you have to know what the heck you're doing, you had to be logged into the Playcast host and authenticated to prove this is your computer you're actually on when you share it. So it's, there's a couple layers of security measure that has to be here for doing something like this. So we're trying to do all the responsible remote desktop kind of functionality here. But so I just gave myself one of those cryptographic URLs. So here's my cell phone here. On my cell phone, I have Slack, which I just sent myself the URL on. So let's go take a look here in my Slack for messages from me. I always love it when I'm, send messages to myself. It's always thoughtful, considerate. It's nice to know I'm remembered by me. Let's see, here we go. And paste. I'm going to mean autofill. Let me try that again. Hang on 1 second. Oh, Lord. Apparently I've been testing my own software all day yesterday, too, so I have a million Playcast stream windows open. Let me close all that crap out. Okay, let's do that again. Let's see. I want to open, copy, link, go to Safari, and paste. Paste and go. All right, so I just got that link and pasted it into my Playcast host. I don't know if you can see that there, but it says, Playcast, you've been invited to a Playcast. The Saint. That's me. I named, see, there it is. The name of my stream is up there, and I just got it. Join now. Play together, play anywhere, anytime. Welcome to Playcast. A whole new interactive... I wrote this. A whole new interactive experience. Simply click play. What is it? Oh, I can't even read my own text. Join now to enter a game session hosted by your friend. From there, you'll be able to start playing their game together instantly. All right, so now I have to give myself a name, so I'm going to give myself all software developers everywhere use all debugging variables are called foobar, so that will be foobar. Join now. Okay, now watch for it. Oh, this is the exciting bit. Oh, I might have to. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Hold on. I got to move some stuff around so we can see what's going on. So I'm going to move this over here. I'll move this over here. All right. And I'm going to open the Playcast stream. So this is the live session. This is showing what's actually happening. And I'm going to join. Ready? Oh, the new input elements are there that I haven't tested at all yet. This is stuff. It was only PowerPoint slides and debate with UI guys and marketing people over this a couple days ago, and now it's in here. Let's see if it works. All right, so first join now. Join now. And it's all you. Okay, good. It's ready for me to join. See, it says, so I said I want to join, and I'm going to join now. Join. Yeah, we have some debates about the join problem. Oh, sorry, I created a paradox. I'm streaming myself again. You do that. Oops, now then I got excited and exited the stream. Let's try that again. Foobar. Okay, foobar. I turned off my audio because, of course, when I set up the stream, I shared my microphone because I was demonstrating that, not thinking that that would cause an awesome feedback loop in my stream. Okay, join now. Here we go. Don't bump it. Don't bump it. Join now. And now this, you can't really see it, but it says I've got gamepad access automatically. Oh, this is great. They make gamepad access by default. Click join now. All right, check this out. So what the heck is going on here? All right, so you can see that I'm streaming this desktop that I'm on. So this is an ultra-wide massive monitor in Safari on my iPhone. Isn't that a terrible idea? Cool, but you would think virtually useless. And then you go to Apple and hit AA and hit hide toolbar to get rid of all this Safari crap, so you get a proper full screen experience. And then you see all the gamepad stuff overlaid on it. Because, of course, what I really intend to do is be sharing a game. But I'm recording myself testing my software. So I don't want a game getting in the way of that. So how do we test it? Well, that's why I've got Gamepad Tester up here. So let me bring that up. I'm going to occupy some of the empty screen. Oop, not this UI. I don't care about what that's doing. Let me get this one and bring it over. Okay. Well, let's look at Gamepad Tester here. All right. So they stole all my actual gamepads. There's no gamepads plugged into this computer. My iPhone has no gamepads attached to it. Now, many of you may not know, you can just take your Xbox and PlayStation Bluetooth gamepads and connect them to your Android or iPhone, and they'll work. But not everybody carries a gamepad around in their pocket. So if you want to play a game on your cell phone, play one of your own PC games from your cell phone, and you don't have a gamepad handy, well, we just create one in the Apple or Android touchscreen, and there it is. So let's test it. So I'm going to hit the A key. Here we go. A. Oop. Wait a second. Let me make sure that the browser has focus. A, X, Y, B, and oop. Oh, here, let me. I think I can get this up a little higher so you can see what is going on. Let me scale that a little bit. No, come here. There we go. All right, now, and then give this browser has to have focus in order for the gamepad to work. There we go. Oh, look at that. All right, so I'm on my iPhone on the public internet here. This phone is not on the same Wi-Fi network. It's going over the mobile network here. And I just sent myself a URL and gave myself access to my desktop. so I can play my games on my desktop from my phone, wherever I am, for example. Isn't that a crazy idea? Look at that. So any number of people with phones can jump in here and play games. So if I have a 4-player co-play game, I just turn it on and invite 4 friends, which you see on the menu here. So let me minimize this so we can, well, you would see the menu if my fat head wasn't blocking it. Let me scroll that, smooth that down again, and get it out of the way. Let's move my face over here for just a minute. Let's see if I can get this screen here. Put it there for the moment. Let's see. So, and make sure it has focus again. There we go. Test, test, test. Isn't that awesome? Okay, good. So that's working. But, God, that guy's being a jerk to everybody in the game. I hate him. I'm going to kick him out. Oops, let me see if I got there's my window. I'm going to kick him out. Boot. And I just kicked myself out of my own game session. That works good. Because I was broken for a little bit, so good to see that the kick function works. Now, truth be told, it's not a mean kick because I can just get back in there if I want. So let's see if I do that, refresh, and foobar 2. Join now. You are first in the queue. What's a queue? We got to test those next. Oh, and join now. And, there I am. Foobar 2. See that? And there's my... Now here we're going to test something, okay? This is the test. So I've got gamepad permission. I'm going to take that guy's gamepad away. No gamepad for you, see? Now I'm in spectator mode. So if I have no inputs, I'm just a spectator. I'm just some schlub watching the video stream with no power to interact with the world or control over the universe. Now I've got gamepad control. I can hand myself mouse and keyboard too. There they are. Look at that. Mouse, or keyboard, mouse, gamepad. Mouse, or keyboard. Mouse. Now, you might be saying, my phone doesn't have a mouse. Good point. We're going to make a virtual one out of that gamepad too. But if you Bluetooth the keyboard and a mouse onto your cell phone, they would work right now. You would be able to control your desktop through your video using your phone as a screen and USB hub effectively. So that is the crazy tech working. And then pause inputs. Let me see what that looks like just from a UI point of view. This should pause you getting input, so it doesn't take it away, but I shouldn't actually be able to use the gamepad input now. So with it paused, I'm going to highlight here we go. I know this is boring testing for some of you guys, but this is the first time. This is going on the final release for software I've been building for a year. So I'm not just reviewing somebody else's software. I made this stuff. My team made this stuff. So it's been a lot of work, and we got to be sure that it works. So I'm going to hit play now, and I gave the gamepad tester focus, but I hit pause. So I should touch, 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 and I'm hitting buttons and things, but I got no input. And that's as it should be. Now I'm going to unpause, click, and now I'm going to touch, touch, touch. Yeah, ooh, it's working. Pause input, so nice. Excellent, good, very good. And then one of the other big problems we were having until yesterday is here. I have no idea what's going to happen here. Playcast engineers, I'm posting this video, and I have not tested this. Does the gamepad look right and stay in landscape mode even when I rotate it into portrait mode? Yes, it did. So, see that? Because when you put it in portrait mode, you get a tiny little gamepad that's totally useless, and why would anybody want that? So, I said lock it in landscape mode even when you turn it to portrait, because it never makes sense. You need the gamepad to be there if you've got input. So, and it's scaling correctly, which was fixed yesterday apparently. So, good job. First test, live camera, And it actually seems to work. That's good. I wish I had an Android device to test with, but those have all been stripped from everywhere in the house to be used for testing out in the garage. So, that'll be a problem. And then, I'd go out to the garage and record there, but it's 3 a.m. in the morning, so our pet werewolf will go off barking and wake up the whole house if I dare to open the outside door. So I'm trapped down here until the dog wakes up. Let's see here. Okay. So that's working. That's really cool. So, by the way, pardon me for being nerdy, but, since I wrote this stuff, I get to take credit for it. How's this work? My computer thinks there's a gamepad. Well, I wrote a set of 5 virtual drivers for Windows, very similar to what I did when we created the DirectX operating system. It was really a sidecar operating system, and we did it by writing new media drivers for Windows. Well, these drivers, I wrote mouse, keyboard, gamepad, video, camera drivers, sound drivers, and each of those drivers is virtual. So it tells the hardware, Windows, that there's a gamepad plugged in. And actually, there is none. It's my phone over the internet from 500 miles away that Windows thinks I plugged in as a gamepad. So Windows thinks that this gamepad here on my touchscreen, I just physically plugged in to a USB with just a 500-mile long cable, for example. So that's why it just works with all games and all Windows applications, is that all these interfaces are at the driver level. And that's the thing nobody's ever done before, is make it just frickin' work. And this, I'm in a Safari browser, because you can see their crappy little headline bar, because Apple hates this. Oh God, do they hate it. They really hate, they want you to use that app store, and they don't want anything fun getting through the browser. So the last thing they want is the browser to be good at playing games. And so they won't let you have a real full screen mode out of sheer rage and spite that people might actually use the open standards of the browser to play web games instead of paying 30% to the Apple App Store. So they make sure that no web designer can make that frickin' bar go away. But as you can see, it's quite minimal here, so it's really not a problem. That's another, I'll show you that thing later. But that's all working great, so that's really exciting. So, and again, you can literally just use your Xbox gamepad with this at TwitchCon. You just Bluetooth your Xbox gamepad and use that, and it'll work. And I have a thing where you clip your phone onto your Xbox gamepad, which is usually sitting on my desk, but that has also been stripped for testing. So, great. Let me see. Let me get rid of this here. Okay. So that's working. We're streaming. So what's going on? So my desktop is streaming video of its entire desktop and my ultra-wide screen to my Safari browser, and you just saw the video stream has input back. And except that, boring Windows remote desktop, you can kind of crappily use a mouse and keyboard. You can get a kind of shuddery 30 frames a second. But this was gamepads at 60 frames a second, twice the speed. So game streaming rate. And the fun thing is, you already own the games. It's your network. It's your computer you're streaming from, and that makes it free. And that means I don't have to charge anybody, because it's free when you host your own games from your own computer. So it literally turns your server into your home computer into a streaming game server. And you can just invite your friends and family. So if, like me, you have family you like a lot but don't necessarily want to have over in your house, you can still play games with them like you're on the couch together, except that they can stay home and you can send them a link. That's the worst marketing pitch ever, but I think I'm hilarious. All right. So that's working. Pause input's working. And then we have the pause inputs for everybody. That's for, let me get focus again. Focus. That's another interesting problem going on there. I'm fascinated. Let me have a look at that real quickly. So I'm going to give focus away. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so right now, my mouse, man, I gotta open source this and go help the OBS guys out. See how my mouse is over in the video? You can see my mouse is over the Playcast host. But you can't see it in the Open Broadcast Studio stream right now, can you? You don't see a giant mouse on the stream that's capturing the desktop. Only when I take focus does it appear. So, because they're doing window capture, so unless the window has focus, they don't know there's a mouse over it. It's actually an interesting question. Then they are rendering the mouse when you do have focus, which I guess you would want. So actually, I'm going to say that's actually working correctly as I think about it. That is correct, I think. As long as it's not having that problem when I'm desktop capturing. In fact, I appear to be the one with a bug, because what's this mouse cursor doing over here just sitting here? That, I think, is my bug. Minor one, I'll fix it, but oh my god. Alright. So now I'm streaming to my cell phone, and this is where you manage. There I am, foobar 2, and I can actually manage all my inputs. Like, oh, let's test this. Okay, so this will be interesting. Okay, so I got my gamepad here again. Let me see. There's my gamepad again, and on my desktop, there's the desktop I'm capturing from now. And I'm going to go over here. Let's see if they fix this. And so there I am. Oh, there's my gamepad. There's my game controller. Now if I scroll up here. Oh, wait, I turned this off. Let me turn it back on again. There we go. Okay. So let's do this again. Oh, look at this. Oh, I got to give it focus again. Focus. Oh, there we go. Gamepad. Click, clickety click. Good. Okay. And this is, which gamepad is this? It says it's gamepad player 1. I'm on player 1. And if you look up there on the Playcast host, oh god, my fat head's in the way again. It's that frickin' guy's always in the way. It's like I'm like my toddlers who are always in the frickin' refrigerator whenever I open it. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. So there I am, player 1, and I am playing as player 1. That's good. Play. Now let's hit gamepad 2 and turn off gamepad 1. Now check, make sure we have focus, and play. Oh, what happened? Look, I'm going to tab over here so it's a little clearer. And which gamepad am I now? 2. Same gamepad. Now it's 2. Check this out. And 3. And then and give it focus and open tab 3 and play. Now I'm gamepad 3. And oh, this is working. So exciting. All right, and then player 4, tab 4. And oh, I got to give it focus. And gamepad 4. Look at that. So one of the coolest things is I told you these are virtual gamepads. They don't exist. So we can just move them around. So not only can this gamepad be any one of 4 players or all of them, it can also be passed to any of 1 million other people watching. So I can make a 1 million player co-play game out of my 4 player co-play games, because I can use this UI up here to pass the gamepad around to everybody. So let's see. So I turned on the gamepad, and I could have 2 gamepads, not with this phone, so I'd need a second one. So there's some debate about how do we present to people if there are more than one gamepad. The other suggestion I made yesterday, looks like it hasn't made it in here yet, as I told the engineers, I should be able to just double-click to move my gamepad to 2 from 4, but that's not working yet. So right now, if I want to hand myself gamepad 2, I've got to click 2 and unclick 4, which I think is a little sloppy. We're going to fix that. That one is a lingering bug. Now, excuse me. This is the crazy new input. And this was 20 hours ago, so the change for this dialogue is not in here yet. Oh, no, wait. Maybe he did put it in there. No, it's not in this build. So I think I saw it prototyped in an earlier build. Assign gamepad automatically. So these are shared gamepads. So if I want a gamepad that can be assigned to many people, if I want to share gamepad 2 between 2 friends where they just both can use it, not at the same time, I just want them to both have this gamepad, even though they're 500 miles apart, then I can make the gamepad shareable. Now, assign gamepad automatically there's supposed to be UI here that says for automatic assignment. So if I'm streaming or I'm sharing my games with people, I may want to just let people, as they join a session, a gaming session on my computer, just get handed whatever the next gamepad is available. Just pass them out automatically. I don't want to deal with it. I just want to play with them. So that's assign gamepad automatically. But in order for that to work, we have to tell the host how many player games how many player game I'm playing. So is it a 2-player, a 3-player, or 4-player game? So yeah, put that in here. But that dialog is missing in this build, so bug. I got to report that one. And then if I want to share my gamepads automatically so that I can have multiple people virtually holding the same gamepad, here I can enable that. If I want to say, I want you to have gamepad 3, or I want to pass you gamepad 1, then those are cases where I want to manually assign the gamepads instead of having them fill out automatically. So this is for managing the automatic populating or handing out of gamepads and the automatic sharing of gamepads. So that all looks good. And then this is kick all and pause all inputs, and this is the individual kick or pause. So see, I can, if I had more of me, here, there is a way for me. No, I can't. They took all my other testing devices. Usually I have a pile of little Android and iPhone devices so I can have lots of connections. But I'm just going to kick that guy out. Get out of here. All right. So this all works pretty good. There's the preview. There's oh, that looks great. I don't know if you saw that, but that's it capturing itself ad infinitum. And then this is the live Playcast stream. So once you've created a game stream and shared it, you got to figure out who you're going to invite to play. So the easiest way to invite somebody to play is you could just email them, and those cryptographic URLs have to be really long to be secure, so you want to type them. So we got to either email it or SMS it. And so we've email and SMS options, and then we have the copy link. So I can just Slack it to myself by doing that, which is what I did. So that's the way of inviting people to come join you in a game. And once they've invited, we have over here the lobby. Now all game streams have a lobby, but we set all the default settings so you don't have to think about that if you're just playing with friends. So the lobby, by default, if I go to options, auto accepts. So that means you can ignore it, because whenever somebody joins the game, watch this, I'm going to do it again. So I'm just going to go back here to Slack. Go back to Slack, where I sent myself an invite. And let's see here. And I'm going to join in again. Join Foobar 3. Join now. And here we go. And should say, there we go. Oh, look. There I am in the lobby up there. Oh, let me get rid of this gamepad because we're not playing with that this second. Turn off. There we go. All right. So there I just appeared in the lobby, and the lobby is going to pass through automatically. So if I hit join, and then I drop through and become player 1. Pop. See that? So player 1 are people who actually have game inputs. See my game inputs lit up? See that there? And I can play this actual game, and I am in it, and I've been connected from the pool of people who can watch the stream, and I become one of the people who can play. So I'm actually directly connected and ready to play. So the lobby is where people are waiting to play, and then when they're players, they move from the lobby in. Because the lobby is set up by default to automatically let people through, if you're just using Playcast to share your own computer with your friends or family, you don't need lobbies. You just want them to fall through, and so this is invisible, and you don't have to deal with it. This is brilliant UI design that our new guy, Eric from DigiPen, point out right away as I go, hey, lobbies are really cool, but they're an advanced feature for streamers. You really don't have to do them if you just want to play a game. So the default settings for the lobby ensure that you can just ignore them, and everything will just work. But if you're a streamer, then you want to manage your lobby. So watch this. I'm going to turn off auto accept. I don't want people get lobby. Oh, and the lobby is accessible. wonder what that means. Lobby is accessible. Oh. Lobby. It says lobby is accessible. It's not a wheelchair thing. Lobby is accessible means, is it open? Can people go join and wait in it? Are people allowed to wait in the lobby? I got to play with that one too. It's the first time I've played with that one. Okay, so apply. So now the lobby is closed because I don't have a bunch of devices because my office got stripped of equipment. I'm going to kick that guy out, and then I'm going to join again. Here we go. And foobar. You don't have to type a name. It'll just take anything, but it's fun. There we go. Foobar 4. So now it says you are first in the queue. See that? Sorry for the blurry text, but it says you're first in the queue, and the join button is grayed out or light because you can't join. So this queue is not automatically passing things through until I want to manually let this guy in. Boop. Join. Okay. And now notice I didn't fall through here because I said invited, but I have to accept. So here we go. So you see the buttons lit up and it said it's all you, and then I'm going to hit join now. And now I can join. Okay, so now I'm in the game session. So what the lobby did is it held people back or let people line up like a restaurant reservation system before it let people in the game. So I'm going to kick that guy out again. Boy, that guy drives me crazy. All right, and auto accept is turned off. So it didn't automatically let me in. I had to manually let myself in. Foobar 6, join. Okay, you are first in queue. There's Foobar 6. Again, ordinarily I have a bunch of devices to do this with, so this isn't exactly how I plan to test, but, you know, we're working on it. So there we accept. So if I open up the lobby and say auto accept, apply, then I should just drop the... Oh, yep, see, now look, see, so it immediately offered me join. It's not going to just put me in the game because I might be not... I've been waiting in line for 10 minutes. I don't know it's my turn. So now I hit join. So it gives me a chance, gives me a couple minutes to notice or get a ping that I can... It's my turn to play. I might be just watching my favorite streamer and suddenly they've invited me to play. So now I accept, and now I'm in the game, and there's my join button. So that is working. And then there are my player inputs. Now there's another thing that's supposed to be here, that these are supposed to be clickable. Click, 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 click. Not quite alive yet. So that's a bug that I think they're working on today's build, but not a serious one. Not a truck stopper, we call it, because we're only worried about shipping for getting the STS on the truck. They can fix that later. So that's good. Let's see here. And then we have, and options. So then we had the lobby wasn't accessible. I couldn't get into it. Prioritize new players. This is something we're doing for the TwitchCon show. Now I move my head over that dialogue. Brilliantly done. Can I just go over here? There we go. So then we have prioritize new players. And what that does is it keeps track of, like, if you have somebody who just keeps jumping in line, because you can just go join, 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 and you want your queue to go, I kind of want people who haven't had a turn yet to get to the front of the line. So prioritize new players will auto-accept people who have had the least amount of opportunity to play and jump them ahead in line of people who've been spamming the button. So that's one there for kind of crowd control. And then how many players does the game support? How many people do I want in a session at the same time? Now you would think, well, the numbers must be 1 through 4 because local computer games support 1 to 4 players. But we go all the way up to 32, and that's working now. Cool. There we go. Let's see. Yeah. So that number goes all the way up to 32. A negative number. Oh, are you kidding me? Wait a second. Max players cannot be less than 0, and it picks -8. Alright, hold on a second. Alright, well, it didn't let me pick it, but that is a little embarrassing. I wonder, okay, so it has the rule. It knew better. So it says max players cannot exceed 32 as well. Alright, so the UI lets you do the silly thing of making a negative number or a huge number, but then it defaults to something reasonable. I think that could use a little polish, but at least it's kind of doing the right thing. So if I've got a 4-player game, why would I want up to 32 people in it, or negative 13? Let's see, not 0. There we go. Why would I want 8? Remember, I can pass gamepads and inputs around. So even though the game is only 1-player or 4-player, I might want to have 5 or 6 friends that I'm taking turns with. We're all sitting on the couch having fun, playing Mario Kart or whatever's we like to play, and we're passing the gamepads and taking turns. So max players, because we can share our inputs freely, doesn't have to be limited to the number of players the game supports. So we can let more people in to share access to controls than the game was actually designed for. So that's cool. And it, of course, defaults to 4 because that's kind of normal for a console. All right. And we just have the invites here again, just so you can send SMS, email, and copy link. Something is missing, though. Something is missing. Something is missing. And the thing that is missing is that we're working on this now. So we did something crazy. Let me see if I can show it to you. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Go to playcast.io. Remote host. And then enter your code is generated by... Oh, I have to enter my authenticator app from the website. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. Let me just make sure I can get into it, because even I don't know. We're on test servers. There's different builds. Certain things have access and don't. So, you know, and then I'm always the dummy for not knowing exactly which set of servers are deployed to work with which set of test builds. So give me a second to check that. I got to verify my identity. My Playcast verify identity here is, I got a one-time code. 076. It's got to be secure because this is admin control of my desktop, and we do not want to be careless with people's security. So you want to make all that. Oh, let me try that again. Please your identity, and let me try it again. 871060. Remember, for 30 days, join. I can't get in here. So that build, interesting. Yep, I'll have to wait till engineers wake up in New Zealand, which is 500 hours behind us, except it's tomorrow there, to ask how I can get to the correct remote host. So this entire UI you see here, the whole Playcast host, right? One of the things that Thomas Asatley, our new director of community relations, he's a streamer, was telling me as he goes, I was going, how do streamers put on a show using Open Broadcast Studio? And they're playing a full screen game. And when you're playing a full screen game, it takes all your inputs and your control away. So how do you handle the inputs for Open Broadcast Studio? I said, do you have to alt-tab back and forth between the game? I go, that seems really ugly. And he goes, yeah, that's what they do very often. And I was going, well, that just seems like crap. So our guys built a remote host for the entire Playcast host application. So yes, just like Open Broadcast Studio, I can have it here on my Windows desktop and be using it while I'm playing a game, even if I have to alt-tab back and forth between the game and the app. You can do that, but I think that seems terrible. So the whole thing's available on the website as a remote host, and you can log into your remote host on your computer from our website and control it from there on your cell phone. So it's like a stream deck. Turns your phone into a stream deck for streaming. So if you want to switch controls, kick a player, moderate, change your lobby rules, you can do it on your cell phone without leaving the game or alt-tabbing behind it. And you have the exact same UI in the remote host on your phone. So we're doing some work to make sure that's clear to people, that they can just go to the website on their phone or on some other computer to manage whatever event or show they're putting on Twitch without having to leave the game they may be playing. And so imagine if Open Broadcast Studio was a live service and its UI was all on the web, so that you could jump into your computer from a website, put on an OBS show, without actually ever having to have OBS open and managed on the desktop you're maybe capturing the show from. So Playcast can do that. One of the really cool features. So that's all getting integrated, and we will test that later as soon as I figure out how to log into the test and build environment, because we now have 3 live environments. We have the public one, the live beta of Playcasting from March. That's the older build that's on our website at Playcast.io. That's got its own set of servers and databases. Then we had the internal development build, and in internal development pre-release build, where all our engineers are working and testing all the software before we deploy it to the live site. And now we have a build just for the STS for TwitchCon. That's separate from the build that is being built to be deployed as the live release. So I don't know which one I'm on at the moment, but it's not the public one. All right, so let me see here. I think we got everything. So there's the lobby. We got the options. I noticed there are a couple UI features missing that I believe are in the next build. Because this UI here, player inputs, this is new. And I'm not totally happy. None of us were. We can make this. We want to make handing gamepads around and sharing them really clear and simple. But time was of the essence. We wanted to get the functionality to let people share gamepads, even if we didn't think the UI was our best work. So this was, we said, we can get this done quickly. Let's get it in there so that we can handle the automatic. We don't, nobody's ever run a 32-player stream live before, let alone on a show floor. So we said, poor Hunter is going to lose his mind babysitting people if he has to manually let people in and manage people's inputs and that kind of thing. So we wanted to put as much automation into handling that show as possible, which would, is a real feature for everybody to benefit from. So it'll go in the live product, and you'll be able to do this too. And when you see the STS, the Steal the Show server, you go, well, that's cool and all, but I'm never going to use that for stream. I'm not going to build a supercomputer with 12 machines to run 8-player competitions with. And that's the point. Right, you're not. Wouldn't it be cool if you could? Wouldn't it be cool if everybody could have a $150,000 supercomputer and a dozen server rack in their home to play with all their friends? Wouldn't it be cool if you could have that? So the reason we built that server to take to TwitchCon is to show what we call decks in the Playcast host that's coming out in the first release. And what a deck is if you're a streamer, you go, well, I can share and play with, 3 or 4 people on my machine, or maybe I could have 1 million spectators and pass one gamepad among them, or a few gamepads among them. But that doesn't really ever engage my full audience. But what if my audience could say, hey, let me contribute my home gaming computer to your network so that you can support more people playing together on your channel at once? So we're automating the ability for, if somebody installs the Playcast host application on their desktop, on their computer, not only can they share games and things with their friends, but they could lend it to streamers they like. They go, hey, I like your show. You want to borrow my computer? Secure. It's all being secured and made and sandboxed, so that your computer can be used to host my stream and host the games I'm streaming if you own them. So you can say, we like to demo with Slap City just because it's Hunter's favorite game. But you go, oh, you've got a copy of Slap City too? Let me borrow yours and add it to the stream so we can play with people. So we call those decks, and that's taking each set of people, everybody who can host a Playcast stream can agree or create a deck out of other people's computers. And that's exactly all the STS is it's just a bunch of computers on the network that are all grouped together. And they don't all have to be in the same server rack in the same basement. It could just be 1,000 different computers that have all been put in the same group to host the same content under some streamer's management. Now, the streamer doesn't have total control of those computers. They just have the ability to go, oh, the kind of invitation I sent to invite people to play, pick a game like Slap City with me, those machines can all participate and serve that game as well. And so the parameters of what you donate your machine for are narrowly defined and securely defined. Now, how all that works, of course, is an amazing miracle of technology, and I'll explain that to you another day when we're ready to release that feature. But it's coming real fast. So the STS is not just a show off, hey, if you had 150 grand to blow on a supercomputer, wouldn't it be cool if you could do this? It's meant to show that you and any group of friends could get your computers together and create an STS using Playcast and just over the internet, and it would do the same thing that we're going to show at this event. So that's one of the things that's so cool about this is the STS is just my test lab in a rack for how it would work over the public internet. So we're demonstrating it's not just showing off a cool toy we built for a show. It's showing off functionality we're going to release in the Playcast host application for V1 this fall. So, check it out when we release this build, the beta, which is live now. Check that out as well. Works pretty good, but doesn't have this nice polished UI that makes it so much easier to put on a show. And we'd love if people join our Discord when we release this and give us feedback on it, because of course it's not perfect. We want to get it nice and easy and smooth, and we want it to be feature rich. So this is our extensively researched, highly polished first draft UI. I think it looks good. I think it's going to do the job. So I think that covers everything we're talking about, and that demo went weirdly, but I'm probably going to post it in those just 3 sections so you can see what happened. See the bugs I found. I crashed OBS somehow while testing my own software. Pretty ironic. And again, I love Open Broadcast Studio, so I want to open source this tech just like OBS because they have such a great community. So I've even talked to the OBS guys about going, hey, maybe we could contribute this in some form. So we're figuring that out. I got a small team and it's a lot of work. And why contribute something if it's not, people don't want it? So we got to put it out there and see if it's cool, people want it. And if it looks like it's popular, then I'll put in the effort to get it open source so that it can join the world of useful open source code. But if nobody wants it, then, what's the point? Of course people are going to want it. How cool is it to be able to play games over the web by just serving it from your home? How could you not want this? And it's free. It's free because, I've just been doing this a long time, and we got trapped here in COVID, and I wanted to make something cool that made cloud gaming possible for no money. So we'd like to get this out in open source. So we'll work on that, but we need some support. We need people to try it and tell us they like it and they want it. And if it looks like it really takes off, then we'll get it out there on GitHub. And I have to make all my code look really professional and pretty. And ironically, if I open source it, I guess I got to support Mac and Linux for no reason at all, because who wants to stream a Linux apps? Or who wants to stream the games Macs don't have from a Mac? So this will work on a Mac. I can put it on my PC to stream my Steam games and all the games that nobody makes for a Mac to a Mac. That works. But we have the engineers internally like going, well, we got to be cross-platform. I'm like, for what? Everything has remote desktops that work fine for boring crap. It's just the games that people can't stream, and those are mostly on Windows. Thanks to somebody. So, that's what I want to enable people to share, is the games they can't get. It's like, oh, here, I streamed my Mac, so here's access to the nothing you knew you need. Now, I guess you can tell I'm not. It's been a while since I was a Mac guy. I love my iPhone. Love my iPad. MacBooks, hate them. My wife loves hers, though. Go figure, All right, so that was the new last 20-hour release of the Playcast host. I noticed that there are a few things I thought were coming in this build, so I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I'm done streaming here at 4:37 in the morning, if I find that the engineers have posted another pre-release. Maybe I'm doing all this all over again in an hour. Wish me luck. So I'm Alex St. John, a.k.a. The Saint. Thank you for joining me on this weird testing ride. I'll just post those 3 video fragments as one episode and let you figure it out because, um, you know, that was real, not produced content here. You saw the technology confusion and stupid happening here in real time. So you all have a good morning, and I'll see you at TwitchCon if you're coming down. Take care.